of the management of the world. It is the inevitable consequence of the globalization. It can be defined as a new mode of piloting or more flexible and ethical regulation based on a partnership open and enlightened between the various actors both at local and global scale. World has become a global village, and the method of approaching the human problems has considerably evolved, as well as the art to manage states, international organizations, and contemporary problems. With the outcome of economic circles, the governance was not back by the World Bank in 1989 and then by the political leaders. The governance proposes a new mode of management of the international relations halfway between a world government and the simple cooperation between nations. It questions the state monopoly on the world affairs. It is thus justifiable to wonder about the impact of the international political and economic order on the efficiency of the world governance. Ladies and gentlemen, dear young pupils, with regard to the current international economic and political order, we can find that it constitutes a break in the hatching of an efficient world governance. It becomes urgent to envisage a new political and economic international order capable of establishing an effective world governance. The stammering of the current world governance, the globalization raised new problems much better that it internationalized the concerns of states and world governance at a level which was in terms more economic than political. At first, reserved domain of the Western countries, the governance is shared onwards by the emerging countries of the South to ensure a healthy and sustainable world growth. Since the Second World War, numerous organizations were established with the aim of a world governance. In spite of this convergence of institutional views sight, there are numerous indicators of the weakness of a world governance. The consecration of institutions for the management of the world governance. There are the world-level numerous organizations to manage the big contemporary problems in the global scale. We shall quote only the most important. 1. The Organization of United Nations. International organization with universal vocation, which took in 1945 the relay of League of Nations, aims at the preservation of the peace and the international security, the Pacific regulation of the conflicts, the repression of the acts of aggression, development between the nations of the friendly relations based on the respect for the principle of equality of rights of people, the realization of the international cooperation in all the domains, economic, social, cultural, and humanitarian, and protection of the human rights. The second, the World Bank and the International Monetary Fund. The World Bank is an institution asked to promote a shared prosperity. The International Monetary Fund is an institution specialized in the United Nations.
Remains in moisture. Water is major constituent of fluids of living beings. Human body contains 55% to 70%, 78% of water. It needs 7 liters of water every day to avoid dehydration. Pregnant and feeding mothers need extra 2 liters of water per day. This is the minimum requirement, and you have to care that everyone gets that minimum requirement. Shortage of water. There is no shortage of water on earth, I assure you. The shortage is only of fresh water, and in that there is glaring inequality. World's richest countries with 20% of global population, mind you, only 20% of global population account for 86% of the total private consumption, whereas the poorest, with 80% of the global population, have 14% of the total private consumption. This is the greatest inequality. Water scarcity is caused by population growth, rapid urbanization, and growing industrial demand. Then unequal distribution of water creates crisis. In our country, 20% are rich and they consume maximum available water. For them, water is no problem. Only the poor suffer. Global Water Partnership, established in Stockholm in 1996, which holds conference every third year, observed once, the scarcity at the heart of global water crisis is rooted in power, poverty, and inequality. I come on impure water. Pure water is free from toxins, pollutants, and microbes. Planet's 22.5% water is only fresh water, which comes to us in pure form. But what have we done? By our industrial and other activities, we are continuously making it impure. Uncontrolled discharges of chemical wastes, untreated sewage, industrial waste and dead in rivers is making river water impure and non-potable. Then use of artificial manure and pesticides on the fields are making groundwater poisonous and not potable. For pure water, the rich class is depending on AquaGuard, RO system and Bisleri. But what about who cannot afford these? Such are about 80% of our population. Why they are getting contaminated water and thus suffering from waterborne diseases? Statistics show that every 20 seconds a child dies due to water-related diseases. This is the situation to which we have reached. Now see how we can keep the water pure. We get all fresh water in pure form. Nature has given all the water in pure form. We have only contaminated it. Therefore, the only way to keep fresh water pure is that we do not contaminate it. It is not the individual's effort to keep water pure. It has to be the collective efforts. For that, the governments and local bodies have to be effective. The government should adopt methods taken by United Kingdom and South Korea. Thames in UK was declared biological dead, but with effective efforts, it was made as pure as ever. In India, the Water Prevention and Control of Pollution Act is in existence since 1974. But I am sorry to say that the act has not at all been effective. In my younger days, I was drinking tap water. In trains, I was drinking water from Piau, carrying water of buckets. Now I drink water only from RO, AquaGuard, Bisleri. Just see the sea change which has occurred. The melody is that the act has been very ineffective, not because of its provisions, but because of non-implementation of its provisions. I asked a question to myself: why make laws if they are not effectively implemented? Therefore, my solution to the problem is that the laws on pollution, water pollution, must be strictly implemented without fear and favor. The people, for the sake of themselves, their children and the children yet to born should take oath not to pollute river water, lake water and pond water or the well water. The industrialists should install all the plants which destroy the industrial waste to these waters are not discharged in rivers. They must take oath. The local body should, instead of throwing untreated sewage in rivers, lakes and ponds, treat the sewage and serve to the need of the manure in the fields. Instead of throwing it in the rivers, they must convert it into manure. Now I come on conservation of water. Of all natural resources, water is most essential, I have already told you. For a thirsty man, a drop of water is worth more than a sack of gold. Don't create conditions of a fish living without water. When conservation, a step to secure water is a step to secure the future. Water conservation encompasses the policies, strategies, and activities to manage fresh water as a sustainable source to protect the environment and to meet the current and future human demand. By sustainability of water, we mean to ensure availability of water for future generations. The withdrawal of fresh water from ecosystem should not exceed the natural replacement rate. We have to keep a balance. We cannot go on extracting water and extracting, because then the area from where we get the water get exhausted. The rich countries of the world are conserving their fresh water very intelligently. There is no extraction of groundwater, and water use is controlled and very systematic. If there is short rainfall, instructions immediately go to restrict use of water, and the instructions are followed religiously. I've seen it when I was in States. They adhere to the directions given on the TV that water rainfall is less, you don't use much water. In our country, things are berserk. Extraction of groundwater is so large that the groundwater level has gone down very much. There is no discipline in use of water. Wastages are enormous. Conservation is very little. We only make high of water without doing anything. I find that water allocation systems and water rights are duly documented, but strategies for effective enforcement are missing. Therefore, inequities in water sharing need redress program. Though Ministry of Rural Development has undertaken desert development program and drought-prone area program, but they do not address to the inequities of water. To avoid water wastages by rich, I propose that heavy water charges should be imposed on them and strictly recovered from them. Now for the students I come on the management of and conservation of water. World Water Vision Report as back as in 2009 had found that there is water crisis today, but the crisis not having too little water to satisfy our needs. It is a crisis of managing water so badly that billions of people and the environment suffer badly. So the need is to manage water properly. I still say that there is no scarcity of water in the world.
End of next war, is there any chances of war in case of water fight?
Hello.
It is fine.
No, I have already told in my that there is a talk about it. I am not saying that it is going to happen, because water is a very important matter for mankind. Therefore, they have to conserve it. And the intelligent countries are doing it. very intelligently. And those who are not caring, they will suffer.
What steps are taken by the government to provide pure water for drinking purposes to poor villages?
There are schemes now, and you see, the thinking now is to improve the quality of villages. So the schemes are there. They are going it. Otherwise, in villages, pure water was always available. Villagers themselves polluted. So the government is holding schemes. They are coming with all the rural areas. They are developing like smart cities. Now, the Prime Minister had said that every MP has to adopt a village in order to make it good. So that scheme is now underway, and you will get it, no problem.
With this, we